Shubho Dasdar. I'm in Kolkata right now. June 18th, 2011. I'm with a very famous doctor. And if you could just tell us what your name is.
Dr. Hiranmoy Sengupta.
Okay. And if you're comfortable telling us your age, what's your age?
77 plus.
Okay, 77 plus, fair enough. And your profession is
Medical science. I was a gynecologist
Okay.
in service and a retired person.
Okay. And the place that we're doing the interview is in Kolkata, West Bengal, and I already said the date. And the first question I have for yourself, which I ask everybody for these ISPaD interviews, is where is your dish or homeland? What would you consider to be your dish?
Borishal.
Borishal.
Now in East Bengal.
Okay. But more than your physical location, what do you consider to be your homeland?
Pardon?
Where is the if somebody is to ask you what your nationality is, where you're from, what nationality you have, what would you say? Would you say Borishal or Indian or Bangladeshi? What would you say?
I would say that I am from Borishal, Indian, but I am from Borishal.
Okay. And where did you grow up? Where did you grow up? What town?
I had different locations.
Okay.
Mid school, I was in Borishal, in Mahilara, under Borishal. Then from 1947, I was in Midnapur.
Okay. So let me just ask you. You moved around a lot. Can you tell me why that is that you moved around a lot?
My father was in army. He was a captain. He was a doctor and captain. So during his service life, we were in Mahilara under Borishal district for education. Then after this service, 5 years tenure, he went back to his parent service at Midnapur as assistant health officer. So we moved there in July 1947.
Okay. Now you mentioned the year 1947, which is obviously a very big year when you're talking about partition. How did partition of Bengal in 1947, 1971, whatever it may be, how was your life or where you lived? How was it? Was it affected? How was it affected? Could you?
Nothing of significance to us, because my father was in service, we were in the schools, so no impact actually on us or on our lives. This religion or other things or the partition itself, it didn't have any significant effect on us.
Okay. It didn't have any significance on your own family, but do you have any relatives or neighbors that you know of that?
I was teenager, so it's very difficult to remember
Okay.
anything of much importance during those days.
Okay, as you can imagine, with this documentation project, we're trying to just get a feel for everything that transpired at the times of partition. Do you know of any stories like that that you know of people who spoke of them firsthand about perhaps rioting or looting or like really difficult times that people had to go through, or just it was just very easy, I suppose. I'm just trying to get a feel. We're through this project trying to get a feel for how.
We are so young that all those things didn't make a mark on us.
Okay, so you are very fortunate in that sense. So, did you, when you moved around, did you have to buy and sell your homes, or between moving, or were you just located at military bases, or I'm not exactly sure how that worked.
I was reading at my what is it? Brother, uncle's house.
Yes.
So the house was vacant. They used to come during the Durga Puja only.
Okay. Okay.
Our actual house was in the village of Baugati, but we decided to be at Mahilana for study.
Okay. So it's not a question of you being evicted or having to leave forcibly. It was just
No,
you left.
no,
Okay.
nothing of that sort.
Okay. So besides that, did you face any? You feel like you faced any obstacles in your schooling and or work because of the partition?
No.
Okay. Fantastic. You're a fortunate man. And your business, home, and property have all been safe, you feel, ever since partition?
Partition actually didn't have any effect on our family. Since my father was in service in the army for 5 years, till 47, and then 47 onwards he was back to his parent service at Midnapur district board. He was assistant health officer. So we didn't have or perceive any adverse thing during the partition or after it.
Okay, so then let me just add a broader question. Do you feel as if there was any discrimination or violence against your minority, not just from your own experiences, but from what you know, what you've heard?
Yes, a lot of stories were heard of tortures to the minorities by other castes, but this division between Bengalis and Muslims were there, but we didn't feel it.
Right, you're saying you didn't feel it, but now I'm actually very curious that you chose to say Bengalis, and then which I guess one would say is a nationality, and Muslims, which is a religion. I'm just curious as to why you chose to say against Bengalis by Muslims, and not because I would assume that there are Bengali Muslims, or no?
Those days the religion was the factor. So there were Bengali Muslims, there were Bengali Hindus, but it was decided or called as per their religion, whether it is Hinduism or it is otherwise.
Okay. So, basically, do you feel as if anybody benefited from partition, either in 47 or 71? Was there any specific group that benefited from partition?
This is a bigger question,
Yes, it is.
and it is, I should keep my mouth shut.
Can I ask then why you're keeping your mouth shut?
Because everybody's perception is different from his own angle. If he is tortured or he is deprived of his properties, he will certainly feel sorry, whether he is Muslim or whether he is Bengali. So it may be that, or it is obvious that other than Muslims were oppressed there. So it might be in the case of Muslims who were on this side of the river. So personal thinking is immaterial. Whether the nation got benefited or whether the nation were tortured or whether lost their properties and earnings, that might be.
Well, I am asking for your opinion. Not, it doesn't, I mean, like, it doesn't have to.
We lost a lot of land there and a house there, so certainly we were grieved.
Okay.
Plenty of cultivation lands, and mostly cultivators were Muslims. We had no problem with them.
Okay.
But when we left, we had to leave. Papers were with me, but we decided not to claim for it.
Okay, so did you receive any compensation for that?
We didn't ask for it.
Okay.
I put the papers on the roof and put a matchstick.
Okay.
I asked my uncle, do you want to claim? He said no. Then so with me, and I put a matchstick.
I understand that you were younger then. than you are.
I must be younger.
But is there a reason why you just took a matchstick to it, or is it because?
What's the use of keeping a trunk full of papers?
I don't.
Because no uncle is not going to claim, neither I nor any of my brothers are able to claim it. They are not of that caliber to go through all those process of enemies' property and all those things. That's why I thought it wise to make an end of it.
Okay, so you made a choice.
I asked my uncle, he said no, he is not going to claim. Then I told, if you want to claim, I give you the trunk full of papers. If not, I will put a matchstick.
Now, I know you were moving around a lot because of your own father and his position in the military. Since then, have you ever visited the other Bengal, to Bangladesh?
After we left in 47, we were never on the other side of the river.
Okay, so you've never made the choice to go back, or try to go back. Now this is another big question. Do you believe that Hindus and Muslims can live together?
Hmm?
Do you believe Hindus and Muslims, do you believe they can live together?
If there is a will, there is a way.
Okay, that's a great answer. And can you socialize with, or do you socialize with both Muslims and Hindus now?
I had classmates of both communities. I had no problem.
And nowadays?
The same thing,
Okay.
no problem.
That's great. So that pretty much goes through the questionnaire that we've got written down. The only thing I have to
One
ask
more
is,
thing I should say.
anything else do you want to say?
My service, my education after from 47 was in Midnapur. From 51 I was in Kolkata for higher education and professional education in medical science. And after graduation in and post-graduation in medical sciences, I joined service in Nagaland. That time it was called Nanga Hills Tuensang area under Central Command. After that it was termed NSTA and Nagaland. So I had been there for more than 21 years in service. From there I opted for retirement voluntarily.
Okay.
And I am a retired person and a pensioner of Nagaland,
Of Nagaland. Okay.
not of West Bengal.
Not of West Bengal. Okay. It's something that you want to make sure you got out. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Sengupta, for your time. And I hope that you do take a look at it when we get it online. But thank you again for your time. And okay.
Thank you.